Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Pursuit of Being a Stand-Up Leader. I'm Jared Wittman with Wittman Media, and I'm here with John Russell of The Business Source, author, businessman, marketer, guru.
Full of baloney.
I don't know if you're full of baloney, unless you actually like baloney.
I do like bologna sandwiches.
All right. We've been breaking down John's book, Be a Stand-Up Leader, ABCs of Getting the Job Done Right, chapter by chapter. Today is a very important chapter, I think, especially in a world where a lot of businesses and companies are throwing a lot of money at Google. We're talking about SEO, or search engine optimization.
Yeah, it's a fascinating subject, isn't it?
I think it's an important subject, especially as we move forward into AI. I think utilizing language that is going to create a better searchability, but isn't robot-like,
right,
is going to be also important.
Yeah, it has to have some personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, keywords, of course, are a major subject when it comes to search engine optimization. And it's funny, lately, in the last couple of weeks, a lot of the advertisements on digital media talk about the demise of SEO. Like, there is no more SEO. That's what they're saying.
I don't think that's
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't believe that either.
So their credibility for me just is out the window.
Yeah.
Because I was taught, and I still believe, that if you are a good marketer and you understand content development with short tail keywords, long tail keywords, which a short tail could be a word or a phrase. Long tail keyword could be a sentence or a paragraph.
Okay.
All based on a single concept that you want to be known for and you want to be found for on Google.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't care about Bing. I pay no attention to it.
Yeah.
I pay no attention to any other search engines.
Yeah.
Google runs about 88 to 90% of all searches.
Yeah. I think one of the things that, and I've seen Google do this more and more, is 0-click searches. So maybe that's why they talk about the end of SEO, because Google is providing the information that customers are looking for right away in the search, so they don't have to click through. It's one, AI generated. They have their own AI, whatever it's called, and then I think below that is either a non, just pulls up the paragraph from the website. So I think I understand where they're coming from, but I think that you can't just generate robotic cookie cutter, content or meat of your website without having the keywords, short and long tail, creating a rich environment for
your visitors.
Yes, SEO, basically.
Yeah. Good point. I learned early on that the search engine results page, which is the page that you see that comes up first when you type in a search phrase.
Yep.
The SERP, search engine results page. They've changed the format on that about 5 or 6 times in the last year.
Yep.
And they're going to change it some more probably.
Yep.
There's 4 or 5 different layers of paid commercial placement.
Yep.
And you and I both know there are some companies out there that are reliant on those paid ads because that's where all their leads come from.
And that goes back to things that you've said, where those are mostly transactional customers.
True.
So you're going to get those customers and they're going to be quick and there's going to be a transaction.
It's a contract.
Right. They're looking for something that you have to offer. You're the first person that came up, first person that called.
Right.
Or maybe they've seen you around. They're kind of familiar with the brand, but They just want it done now. Versus a relational customer where you're going to build over time. You're going to move through the 12 steps of intimacy.
Educate, maybe.
Educate, build value, connection.
Right.
Really cultivate a relationship that is going to serve you multiple times and a lot more revenue dollars over time than just a transactional.
You know, I've spent a lot of time studying what the value of a customer is on a single transactional relationship where I'm not saying everybody does it, but a lot of people use discounting strategies and techniques to close deals and minimizing their profit margin on a transactional buy.
Right.
You know, it's always better, in my opinion, if you have a product or a service that involves some repeat sales, to try to develop a relationship with that customer so that they can perceive you as being one of their trusted suppliers, one of their trusted vendors. And that from this point forward, once we've had a chance to do business and I can show you how good we are, you're never going to want to shop anywhere else.
Right.
And so a customer for life, that value becomes pretty wild. It becomes exponential.
Especially, I think, when you look at, it's not just the customer, it could be the referrals.
Bingo.
That you get from that customer.
I was glad you said that.
So, let's say you have a customer that spent $10,000 with you, but they referred 5 other people that also spent $10,000. That customer is now worth $60,000 in revenue. And then if you get, do a great job, you're rolling, following a lot of all the concepts in your book here. And those customers, those referrals give you 3 other referrals. And maybe one of those referrals is a $50K customer. So now that all goes back to what the value of this customer is.
Right. Yeah. Referrals is huge. And, how do you equate search engine optimization and referrals? They're directly connected. Because if you win a customer and are found well and do a good job on the front end of that, they're going to become a customer for life. So, your digital footprint and all the content that you create, that you push out into the ethosphere on the internet, becomes content that the search engines are going to notice and locate, and they're going to reward you with good placement on your search engine results page.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of organic because I like to be as efficient as I can with ad budgets.
Yep.
So if I don't have to spend money to get good results, I won't.
Yep.
I'm not a big Google AdWords guy.
Yep.
I don't need to spend that money because I'm really good at content development. I'm really good at search engine optimization organically that you don't have to pay for. Just by that alone, you can build your brand more effectively in a more relational manner through other means, media, direct mail, video, etc.
Yep.
It's just a lot better if your business is built on a solid foundation and not pay to play.
I agree with you to a point, and I think this is where we disagree because you're
different
older,
perspectives,
older
right?
and younger.
Right.
I think the more that you can show up to your customers in the marketing chain, the more tactics that you can link together, the better. So if you're not spending money with PPC or LSA or Google products, you're losing out on a percentage of the market. Do I agree with customers or brands go 100% and just focus on buying leads through Google? No, I do not agree with that at all. You want to build up a solid
I'm not against it.
And a base. No, yeah.
I just don't feel like I'm going to put all my eggs in that basket.
I agree. I agree with that. So I think the more tactics you can link together,
right,
the more opportunities you can connect and secure more customers.
Another point that I make in this chapter is probably today, maybe the best way to enhance your search engine optimization is with video.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with
and
that.
by having a YouTube channel.
Yep.
And I remember early on, I was fortunate because I've been in video and television and done TV commercials and, done quite a bit of that over the years. I got involved with YouTube fairly early, and I was just posting videos on my own.
Yep.
I'm not a videographer like you. So, you use your iPad, you use your cell phone, you use different means.
Yeah.
And you can self-publish. You don't have to be
free.
The greatest editor. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cost is really exceptional.
Right.
If you put the effort forward.
Yeah.
And as a lot of our mentors have taught us, post up a video every day about something that you believe is relevant to your audience, to your customers, that provides value and education and give of all of your knowledge. A lot of people want to sit on their knowledge.
Yeah,
they want to hide it.
No.
They don't want to give it away because, I'm the smartest guy in the room or I'm the smartest girl in the room.
Yeah.
And the reality is nobody cares until you do something with it.
Right.
So go ahead. Get the camera out. You don't have to hire a professional video firm
Right.
to become active on YouTube to promote your business correctly, which is going to yield tremendous results when it comes to search engine optimization.
So the only thing I would share about that is that it is a long-term game. So I think what's really cool about your channel and what we're doing is, we're posting this content on your channel and my channel, and to see the differences in the growth is pretty amazing.
Is it?
I mean, you started off at September with 7 subscribers. Now you're almost at 60, which is,
59.
It doesn't feel like a lot in that time frame, but I think that's the power of consistency. That's the power of posting valuable content. The amount of engagements that your channel has gotten it was really phenomenal to see. The data that we're collecting from that is really cool to see. The stuff that you're posting on LinkedIn, and I think you're posting on Facebook as well.
Yep.
That data and those statistics are really cool to see, the amount of engagements and impressions and how having data can be beneficial for your brand.
When did we actually post up the first videos? In September? No, we started shooting in February.
Yeah, we started shooting a while, and we built up a lot of
So when did we first go online?
We started posting in September.
Because remember I showed you that analytics insight on when my audience jumped up?
Yeah.
It went from next to nothing
to a lot.
A huge spike, like 200, 300, 400 people all of a sudden. And then it took a while, and it ebbs and flows.
Yep.
And we didn't set a specific goal to say, I need 100 subscribers, or I want to be, have 1 million subscribers. That wasn't the goal. The goal was to do this project and to determine what effect does it have on search engine optimization.
Yeah.
What effect does it have on building an audience?
Yep.
And in fact, the learning experience, and we're going to shoot a video on this, has been amazing for me. Proof positive video has a powerful impact on your audience development.
Yep. Building the relationship.
Yeah.
Over time.
Right.
Yeah, that's really
And
cool.
we're pretty conversational, and we're not trying to sell anything.
No.
We're just trying to share some of the things that we've learned along the way to try to give our audience a leg up and maybe a competitive advantage over their competitors.
Yep.
Pretty simple stuff. So the leadership problem with SEO is not understanding and paying attention to the key drivers that keep your website on top of the search engine results page, SERP. My advice is to take time with your website developer to understand what is being done today to influence audience traffic towards your website. And I would add something to that. I would make video a consistent weekly part of my professional push marketing efforts. Content I'm going to push out onto the social media channels that I believe our audience will find valuable and want to come back for more. What else have you experienced with video as it relates to search engine optimization?
I think like a lot of things are going towards video, and even at, YouTube is anything that you do video wise should be on YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. It's owned by the same company that owns Google, the number one search engine in the world. So those two create a really good linkage,
right,
when it comes to searchability and SEO.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of opportunity to utilize video. I think video today is what websites were in the late 90s, where if you didn't have a website, you're going to be left behind. If you don't have a video right now, you're going to be left behind. And as you said before, you don't need all the fancy equipment. You want to make sure that you have a good mic, but that's about it. Otherwise, use your
Shouldn't
phone,
be a problem.
Use your iPod, use your webcam, and just start creating content and get the reps in of going through the process, figuring out what you're going to say, practicing what you're going to say, post it, and your 10th video is going to be better than your first video. Your 50th video is going to be richer and more bolder and much better than your 10th video. So you continue to improve every time you post a video, every time you go through the steps.
Right. And lastly, in terms of content on your website, there's 3 layers that Google looks at when it comes to the bots when they crawl the internet. Your primary headline, H1 is the technical term, is their number one scanned and searched phrase on your website.
Mm-hmm.
H2 headlines are the next size down, number 2 most scanned keyword content search by the Google. And then you get into the content and the text and the body of your website, whatever you're writing. So whoever is writing your content, make sure that your headlines are tight and they're relevant, related to the keywords that you want to be found for.
Yep.
And your website will produce better on the search engine results page.
I think you could also have questions that people are searching for. Great website I like to use is answerthepublic.com.
Okay.
And you can add in your service to the search. You get 3 free searches every day.
Oh, cool.
And that pulls up questions that people are searching for. So you get a lot of questions that people are searching for. So if you can answer it, same with for
Become
video.
the expert.
Yeah, become the expert. Put those on the website, answer those on the website, or create video content by answering those specific questions.
LinkedIn does the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Where they want to pull the experts to get you to contribute.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for content.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So search engine optimization is a big deal. It isn't going away, but it's always changing.
Yep.
So you kind of got to stay up on it. If you need help with that, give us a call. I'm John Russell. I'm here with Jared Wittman from Wittman Media, and I appreciate your being here today for this podcast episode. And I hope you'll stay tuned and check out some of our other programs on our YouTube channel. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.